Hey, what's up guys, Kool-Aid here. Welcome to my new series that we're going to be calling Good Gun or Polished Turd. This is going to be an ongoing series that I am going to use to review weapons once they have been changed through a patch or update. We're not going to cover all the weapons from Performance Update out to. We're not going to cover every weapon that ever gets changed, but I'm going to cover the ones that I, feel like covering, and probably most, or if not all, the Infiltrator weapons, since that is my main class and that is the main class that I portray on my channel. So before we get started, one important thing to remember about this series is I'm going to be using some stats, I'm going to be using some facts, but I'm going to be offering a lot of my opinion, and that's going to be the ultimate verdict on whether I think these are going to be good guns or polished turds. So if you have a difference in opinion, please let me know in the comment section. Please let it be known so everybody else can see as well. I am not always right. I'm going to try to push you guys in the right direction. I'm going to try to offer you guys some information that'll help you ultimately decide whether or not to maybe buy this gun or maybe to pull this gun out of retirement and use it. But ultimately, this series is based on my opinion. So for this first episode, we are going to be covering the fully automatic scout rifles, which include the Stalker for the NC, the SOAS-20 for the TR, and the Artemis for the VS. Now, all the gameplay footage you are going to see is from the NC Stalker. However, all three of these weapons are copies of each other, aside from that the Artemis has no bullet drop. So if you use one, you basically use them all. So that's all. I don't own the SOAS-20. I don't own the Artemis. I only own the Stalker. So that's why I'm using gameplay from the Stalker alone. They are copies of each other. So the way this series is going to work, I'm going to talk about whether or not I like them before the update, give my opinion on them, and then talk about exactly what got changed, during the patch, during the update, and then finally give my verdict whether or not I think they are a improved good gun to use, whether they're worth buying, or if they're just a polished up turd. Alright, so if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that I was not a huge fan of the fully automatic scout rifles. They just didn't fall in place with my infiltrator scheme. Now, I try to look at them from a perspective of somebody who plays differently, who plays infiltrator differently, and I still never thought they had a great overall position in the infiltrator arsenal. You basically, if you're going to be a close quarters infiltrator, you're going to prefer a submachine gun. Now that the NSPDW is out, which wasn't out the last time I talked about scout rifles, you do have a little more variety there as well. And then if you're going to be long range, you're going to be using a sniper rifle. Personally, anything over about 40 meters, I would prefer a bolt action sniper rifle. That's just me. I like going for the one-hit kill headshots. Anything within about 25-30 meters, I would use a submachine gun. So there's only really about a 10-meter sweet spot there where I think the fully automatic scout rifles really have a good spot. Now, again, they offer a little more versatility. That's why some people did, kind of stick by them and claim that they were really good weapons. And yeah, I could see that. I could see them being, decent at a lot of different ranges, but they weren't really the king of any ranges. And the way I play Infiltrator is I use my cloaking to get in the best killing positions possible, and there really is no best killing position possible with a scout rifle where another gun cannot completely outgun you. If you think about long range, LMGs, assault rifles, battle rifles, bolt action sniper rifles, a lot of different guns are going to outgun you at that point. In close quarters, pretty much everything is going to outgun you, with the exception of a few weapons, but even some pistols at that point are going to outgun you if you're using the scout rifle. Now, like I said, there was kind of a 10 meter, 15 meter sweet spot there where this gun really does well. But unless you are an infiltrator that really stuck to that sort of range, then there's a lot of better options than the scout rifle, in my opinion. So let's take a look at the changes and see if these were enough to bring scout rifles back, and see if they were good enough to make you actually want to go out and buy one. So the first change is that the long reload got improved from 2.9 to 2.45 seconds. This is a really good change, a really good improvement for these weapons. Since they only have 24 rounds per mag, I find myself running these dry a lot. So long reload is really nice to have improved. Cutting, I'd say almost a half a second off is a much needed improvement. The short reload improved from 2.0 to 1.865. Not much of an improvement there, but in any improvement is better. Now the minimum damage did get reduced from 65 to 60 meters to match the other weapons of the same damage model. Whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal. 5 meters. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend firing these weapons at anybody past probably 50 meters, to be honest with you, unless you're working with a team and you're just kind of having a back and forth team battle. But honestly, you're going to want to use your infiltrator skills to get up into that 40-meter range or so before you really even want to fire these weapons. So the 5-meter reduction is not a big deal. Now the last improvement that they made was the hipfire accuracy got improved by 0.5 in all states. So that is a big improvement. That makes this gun, to me, a lot more viable in close quarters. You're going to see a lot of these clips I'm running in trying to hip fire just to show the improvement in hip fire accuracy, and that almost makes me want to like this gun. I'm a big fan of the hip fire. I'm a big fan of submachine guns for the hip fire, and one thing that the scout rifle, the fully auto scout rifle, was lacking was the hip fire accuracy, which made it a lot less versatile in close quarters. Kind of keeping it to that 20 meters and beyond range. Now you can actually kind of get up in somebody's face. You're not going to do the damage as some of the SMGs. You're not going to have the same time to kill, but the hipfire is definitely better, and it definitely makes this weapon a little more versatile. Overall, there weren't a ton of changes to the fully automatic scouts, but the long reload improvement and the improved hipfire accuracy are going to make this a little more desirable, especially in that closer quarters range where this gun really suffered. It's still not going to be great. Ultimately, it just doesn't have the time to kill or magazine capacity of pretty much any other gun in the game, but for an infiltrator, we don't have anything fully automatic that really shines outside of 30 meters. Even some of the SMGs are probably reduced to a shorter damage than that. Now we do have the NSPDW, which is going to extend your SMG range out a little bit, making the scout rifles even a little less desirable in my opinion. But if you find yourself getting most of your kills between that 30 and 50 meter range, and you still want to have the fully automatic capabilities of being able to rush in and hip fire, then the scout rifle might just actually work for you. So for my final verdict, I will give the fully automatic scout rifles the Kool-Aid Good Gun stamp. However, barely. They are not really. If I could, I would say it would fall somewhere between Good Gun and Polished Turd. They are much improved with this patch. I still only think they're going to appeal to a certain type of infiltrator. However, that improved reload, that improved hipfire accuracy is going to make them a lot better in close quarters. So again, even though not a huge fan of these, I am going to give them my Kool-Aid Good Gun stamp, which means absolutely nothing. If you guys have a difference of opinion, or you guys have any opinions on the fully automatic scout rifles, let me know in the comment section. I'm sure there'll be a lot of differing opinions out there. Also, if you guys have anything you'd like to see from me in terms of this series or any opinions on the series, please leave that in the comment section as well. I think we will be covering the low zoom semi-auto sniper rifles next, so stay tuned if you like this series. And as always guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to y'all later.
Well, I think we just won it, boys.
You think?
Yep.
Oh, I know we won it.